The British government yesterday signed a memorandum of understanding with the federal government to return the sum of 4.2 million euros looted by former Delta State Governor James Ibori. James Ibori, the former Delta State Governor from 29 May 1999 to 29 May 2007, was arrested in Dubai and extradited to the United Kingdom on charges of corruption. He was accused of stealing $290 million as well as being wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. In February 2012, Ibori pleaded guilty in a UK court to money laundering, conspiracy to defraud and forgery, and was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Following reactions on how the recovered loot should be managed, the Federal Executive Council directed that the 4.2 million euros returned loot be deployed to complete the second Niger Bridge as well as the Lagos-Ibadan and the Abuja-Kano Expressway projects. However, Charles Anyagu, the Commissioner for Information in Delta State, described the plan by the federal government to appropriate the recovered fund as the height of wickedness. He said, "Why should Delta State money be used in building Lagos-Ibadan Expressway or Abuja-Kano Rail? Is the federal government saying it doesn't know the origin of the money? The money belongs to Delta State. We would have understood if the federal government had said it wants to receive 20%, but to take all the money is wrong." Also reacting to the decision by the federal government, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, Olise Ifajeke, argued that the fund belongs to the Delta State Treasury, so it should be handed over to the state. He said, "We want the money. It is for the state." Ibori was never a federal minister, but the governor of Delta State. Professor Itse Sege, Chairman Presidential Advisory Committee on Corruption, said, "The money is Delta State money and must be returned to Delta State. Federal government cannot appropriate it for any reason whatsoever. Delta State should officially demand it, failing which the court can be activated for a judicial pronouncement in that regard." Also, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project have called out the federal government. The group alleged that the federal government in March 2020 said the $322 million Abacha loot recovered from Switzerland and the $308 million recovered from the island of Jersey would be used for the construction of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Abuja-Kano Expressway, and the second Niger Bridge. Serap, however, called on the federal government to urgently clarify how much of the Abacha recovered loot from the two countries has been spent on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and the second Niger Bridge, and also to give a breakdown of how the money was spent and why the 4.2 million euro Ibori loot should be used for the same purpose. Nigerians reacting to this news have this to say.
Ibori, was he the governor of Delta State or the governor of Nigeria? The money he looted it while he was in office as the governor of Delta State. Since the federal government, through its agency, EFCC, recovered the money, it's just a simple thing, common sense. The money should be given back to Delta State. The money should be used for Delta State and not, okay, where are they going to invest the money? How? So does it mean that they will take Delta State money and give it to Plateau State or to Borno? It doesn't make sense. It's just a simple thing. He was arrested as a former governor of Delta State. He looted the resources of Delta State, and the money was recovered through the federal government agency. That money should be given back to Delta people. Simple.
It's basically for Delta State government. And now that we have done very well to get this money recovered, the money should not be taken to federal government. In my own perspective, I think that money is rightly and solemnly belong to Delta State government, and that money should be taken back to that state, at least for the people to enjoy it. Because Ibori stole this money from Delta State government, not from federal government cover. So that money should be taken back to Delta State.
To the federal government. Okay. I think it should be for the government. Any money being looted and returned goes to the federal government. So why should this one be different?
The money was Delta State money, and it should have been returned to Delta State, and then you supervise the project they are going to execute with the money, rather than bringing it to the center. because the man did not come to Abuja to pick the money. I think he picked Delta State's money. So they should have given the money to Delta State and supervise the project that they are going to use the money to do. When we go further, any money that is stolen from the center should be returned to the center. Any money that is stolen from the state should be returned to the state. There's a precedent to this with the Alemesia case. Those ones are returned to Bayelsa. So, but it's a good thing that we are recovering.
Since it's coming from Delta State, the right thing should be for the Delta government to take back the money, because actually the money was actually stolen from that state. So they should be able to have it back. It's their money. I don't think federal government has anything to do with that. That's what I think.
The United States government has said that it is willing to help fight and end the security challenges plaguing Nigeria. This was revealed by the Deputy Assistant Secretary Micheal Gonzales in a press briefing organized by the U.S. Bureau of African Affairs on Thursday, the 11th of March 2021. He said this was owing to the fact that the killings and abductions of students and teachers were getting worse in the country. In recent times, there have been several cases of kidnapping in the north by bandits. Reports have it that over 1,000 victims have been kidnapped in the last 7 years by bandits who keep asking for ransom, and it gets worse by the day. The meeting was held on behalf of the U.S. counter-terrorism effort in Africa. Micheal Gonzales mentioned that America is disgusted by these constant kidnappings of students, which he described as an internal security threat. He said, "We are disgusted by this pattern of mass abductions of school kids, and our condolences go out to the individuals affected and their families. This certainly appears by all indications to be a situation from criminal gangs motivated by monetary and economic factors. There is no indication that terrorists, whether Boko Haram or ISIS West Africa, are involved in this. The United States is ready to provide appropriate support for the Nigerian government if requested to do so. Longer term, we seek to help develop the capabilities of the Nigerian security services in order for them to adequately respond to the internal threats that the country faces." He also added that the U.S. is encouraged by President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to replace the service chiefs as part of effort to address Nigeria's security woes. "We are looking forward to partnering with them to continue to build the capacities of the Nigerian military to be able to better protect and defend their people."
Micheal Gonzales, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the State. I'm addressing this to you right now. First of all, the sitting president of that damnable zoological republic, which is Niger area in German, and in English is Nigeria, which is a very heavy cost, and you know that because you are English. You know the meaning of that name, aren't you? The president sitting right now in that Nigeria, you know that he's not Buhari. It's not, you know? I hope so. And you all know that it's not the real Buhari. The real one is dead since 2017. And you know that. You still want to lie to your ass that you all don't know the kind of crimes the Islamic agenda to take up that land has been doing for a long time. You know that. Where is the wife of the president? You don't know where she is? In Dubai, living there permanently. She relocated, and you know that. The killings, adoption, raping, genocide, war, ethnic cleansing going on right now in that place since long time ago. You don't know that? Now you are now begging for work. That is like to buy you up, you know what I'm saying? Because everything is a treaty. You want to loot, then you are even the Deputy Assistant Secretary. deputy assistant. Now you're begging for some, some dollars. Shame on all of you for it, because what is even happening in the whole of Africa everywhere? War. Now you are only responding to the damnable zoological republic that is massacring is going on right now. Villages are being completely burnt down. Today it happened in Kaduna, like communities burnt down. Anyway, that is what I'm about to say in all that is that what goes around comes around, because nothing is permanent. The so-called Africa is like this, it will get better. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bells on.